Hey guys, Shanti Phillips here with a brand new DVD Blu-ray Tuesday shopping video today. Taking a go out today, see what things came out today, see what things are on sale. Now today though, new release-wise, one of the big things that's coming out today is the new Nicolas Cage film that he stars in, Willy's Wonderland. Other than that though, I don't think there's a bunch of other big releases that will be in stores. There's some really cool stuff coming out, like catalog releases, like Spaceballs is coming out to 4K for the very first time today. I don't know though if that'll be in any stores. I feel like they might have it at like Best Buy if they have it in any stores for that one. Other than that, though, at the end of this video is going to be a whole bunch of brand new DVD, Blu-ray, and 4K reviews for some things I received to review and talk about for you guys, so definitely stay tuned for those. And as always, too, let me know what you guys thought of the DVDs and Blu-rays that I reviewed at the end of this video. If you guys have seen them, what you guys thought of them, and also if you guys plan on picking any of them up. But anyway, though, guys, let's get going and see what we can find today. Into Target we go. So let's take a look right here in the front, though, and see if there's anything else different. I'm not expecting anything else to really be changed today, because like I said, today is not a huge release week for things that are be in stores. I feel like the only thing that they're, they might have Willy's Wonderland. I feel like they probably will, but if they put it out yet or not, we'll see. But other than that, I don't feel like there's too much else that they would probably have today besides that one. There might be a surprise if this stuff is out. We'll see, but you never really know. So we'll head over there though and see what else they have over there. Yeah, so in Target, though, they did have out Willy's Wonderland, and they had the Blu-ray of that one. And in the spot, though, it showed $29.99 for it, but I actually went and scanned it, and it came up, $14.99 for the Blu-ray. So yeah, if you see the $29.99 price, it's not that price. It's $14.99 for that one. They also had out in there, too, and I didn't see it last Tuesday, they had Barb and Star go to Vista Del Mar. That came out last Tuesday, but they had a Target exclusive one that had like a lenticular cover to it. So that was a pretty cool lenticular cover exclusive one they had, and I think it also had like 20 minutes of extra features that were not on the regular Blu-ray, I believe, on the Target exclusive one. Into Walmart we go. Now, definitely fingers crossed that they have some new stuff out, because you guys know lately when it comes to Walmarts, I've had like really bad luck lately. I think a lot of you guys have though, because I've seen the comments and stuff with having out the new stuff. I will say though, I did go to a Walmart yesterday, like a different one, and they had some of the older stuff out, like from the past like week or two. So I'm gonna cut to that stuff too after we look and see what new they have in here though. So yeah, I did see some of the newer stuff. I don't even know if it was last Tuesday stuff or might have been stuff from the week before. Might have been a mixture of both, but there was a couple other things I did see at that one location though. That one usually kind of changes out the stuff like a couple days later, I've noticed. They don't usually do it on Tuesdays very much, but fingers crossed we'll see what's over there though. But yeah, looking now though, it definitely doesn't look like anything good, because see, like the stuff from last week, Shadow in the Cloud, Erwig and the Witch. So yeah, Barb and Star. So see, yeah, none of these things have been put out. This is the most recent stuff that they've had. Psycho Gorman, this was from a couple weeks back. So yeah, it sort of seems like it's really weird. But like I said, I'm not gonna stress anymore with the Walmarts, because it just seems like it's kind of like what's going on now, and every so often you do see some things mixed in here, like this is one of the more recent ones, like The Widow, for a couple. Yeah, so see, here's some of the stuff that I actually saw at the other location. So there is some of the newer things in here now. So I actually bought these ones. I didn't show myself buying them, but I bought these. This one here called Doll Face, which is $14.99 for the Blu-ray of that one, and then $9.96 for the DVD. That's one of the newer ones here, and also this one here called The Wrong Path. That one was out last Tuesday. Same with this one called Manipulated. That's $9.96 as well. Killer Karaoke is one that came out last Tuesday as well. I haven't seen that in any stores. Yes, I probably don't even have to cut to the footage from the other location, because they have all the same stuff, like this Sheep and Wolves Pig Deal. That one's $12.96 for that. Override, that one is $9.96 for that one. The Sacrilege, that one's $9.96. This one here that has like a real like cover, like a Stranger Things kind of thing, called The Sneak Over, and that's $14.96 for the Blu-ray, $9.96 for the DVD. If you guys have watched this one, let me know how that was. I don't know if it's like a horror movie or some kind of a Stranger Things type thing. Like I said, it definitely has a Stranger Things type cover, so I don't know exactly, what happens in that. But other than that, though, like I said, I don't see anything else different in here. So at least they have some of the stuff in here new, but they don't have Willy's Wonderland. I don't see any spots in here for Willy's Wonderland or anything like that. probably would be in the front in here with where they would put it. But like I said, like some of these other big ones, like from last week, Shadows in the Cloud, which I did watch that, and I thought that was a fun movie. That was definitely a fun film. But other than that, though, like I said, definitely nothing else different in here today, though. Into Best Buy we go. Yeah, well, nothing out of there, not new at all there today. I had a feeling, though, because like I said, the one big thing today was Willy's Wonderland. And see, last Tuesday, they had the spot for it out already. Willy's Wonderland, it wasn't put out, and they obviously put the space out last Tuesday by mistake. So I had a feeling this location probably wouldn't put it out. But if you guys went to your Best Buy, though, let me know, though, if you guys saw anything else out today. Let me know if you guys saw Spaceballs, the 4K one, or anything else different. Because other than Willy's Wonderland, I think that was probably the only thing they were going to have in there new. But like I said, if you guys saw anything else, though, at your Best Buy, let me know for sure. But anyway, though, guys, too, let me know what you guys picked up on DVD, Blu-ray, or 4K. If you guys ended up picking up anything new today. And as always, too, like I always say, if you guys enjoy these videos, definitely give this video a thumbs up. And also let me know, too, anything new that you guys have watched on streaming, any new TV shows or any new movies you guys have watched lately or anything like that. But anyway, though, guys, now stay tuned for the brand new reviews. And the first one I got here is from Arrow Video, and this is one that I just want you guys know is available. It's a movie here which is directed by Nico Mastorakis called Death Has Blue Eyes. Nico Mastorakis, also directed Island of Death. Arrow Video released that one. They also released a handful of films that he directed as well and produced as well. This one here, like I said, just want you guys know that this one was available. And this one has on here, though, the brand new restoration from its original camera negative approved by the director. It has two versions of the film, the widescreen version as well as the full screen version. It has on here, though, a exclusive new interview with the director, exclusive new interview with one of the actresses in the film. It has on here, though, tracks from the original soundtrack on here, the original theatrical trailers, image gallery on here. Also in here as well, there is a booklet which has some stuff about the film, some stills, stuff about the production, the cast, all that kind of stuff here as well. And like I said, though, just want you guys to know that this one was available, though, from Arrow Video. The next one here, this one is from Lionsgate. It's a movie here called The Penthouse, which stars Michael Pare, and it's basically, though, about like this couple that ends up moving in to like this high-rise kind of high-rise kind of condo right by the water, and I think it was in Florida is where it was. I think it was Florida. I might be messing up where it took place, but basically, though, it was like this high-rise kind of condo apartment, and at the high-rise condo apartment, you could see like there was this like a houseboat kind of living right by there, where you could kind of see the couple that's there, and it's basically, though, about Michael Pare and his girlfriend, and like basically you can see that he's kind of acting a little strange. He's acting, weird. You're seeing him doing certain things. People kind of go onto the boat and kind of disappear, and then like the couple, though, is noticing, though, that the wife, the Michael Pare's character's, I think it was wife or girlfriend, had just vanished, without a trace, and it was like this whole thing about them kind of, thinking that he might be, might have, killed her, and then also noticing, too, that there's weird things that he's doing, thinking that he might be kind of up to something and everything. It was just an interesting movie here. Like I said, this one here was called The Penthouse. The next one here, this is from Lionsgate as well, and this is a, I don't know how many movies there were in the series. I know this is the second one that I've seen. I think there might have been other ones. I'm not 100% sure, though, but this is the Little Penguin, Paro, the movie Treasure Island Adventure. I'm always mixing up the way you say this. I think you say the Little Penguin, and then you say Paro the movie. I know I'm saying that totally wrong. Treasure Island Adventure. This is for people that are dyslexic. All this kind of blends together a little bit. The title, especially the way it's like on the top like this, and you don't know exactly which way to read this, because it seems like it would be like Pororo the movie, the Little Penguin. No, I think you're supposed to say Little Penguin, Pororo the movie, Treasure Island Adventure. I think that you're supposed to say the whole title. But this features voices of Pauly Shore and John Heder, so that was really cool. But this is basically, though, about this this penguin that's on this island with his friends and stuff, and like essentially, though, they come across this treasure map, and they're basically want to be like the best pirates and go on this like Treasure Island adventure and everything. But it turns out, though, that like they end up going to this island, and they get to this island, and there ends up being this other pirate that, wants the treasure as well, and he finds out about the map, and he's like going to do anything he can to find the treasure because it is an authentic treasure map and everything like that. So it becomes this whole big thing about the one pirate trying to get the treasure and them trying to find the treasure and all those type of things. It's a fun film, definitely more for kids, but like I said, though, definitely a fun movie here, and cool, though, to have Pauly Shore in here and John Heder doing the voices. The next one here, this is from Screen Media, and this is one that I heard so many people talking about, so I was really interested in seeing this movie. And this one stars Nicolas Cage, and it's the one called Willy's Wonderland. This was definitely a really fun movie. It's basically, though, about Nicolas Cage's character who ends up, his car ends up breaking down this small town out in the middle of nowhere, and essentially, though, he gets to the car place, he gets a tow there and everything, and he's like, he has the money to pay him and everything, Nicolas Cage's character, and he's like, I'm sorry, we only accept cash, and the ATM is broken, no credit cards, so if you don't have cash, you're gonna have to, I don't know what we're gonna do, you have to work it off. And what's interesting about this movie, too, is Nicolas Cage plays this movie as a mute. He's not talking at all in this movie. It's like he's totally as a mute, the role and everything. And it's interesting, though, and he did a good job, with not kind of doing it all with facial expressions and everything like that. But essentially, though, the guy at the working on the car says, well, you could work it off, and if you work at Willy's Wonderland, which was this old kind of Chuck E. Cheese type place where there was bad things that happened and people had died there in the past, and essentially, though, he's like, well, if you work off cleaning this place up because we're going to try and reopen it, then you'll get your car fixed. So he goes there to start to work it off, and he comes to find out, though, that there was the robots in there were possessed, and he's in there with the robots trying to clean this place, and they're trying attacking and all these kind of crazy stuff. And it's also about these teenagers that are trying to tear burn the place down because they want to get rid of it because of what they know that had happened there. And the one girl was there when she was a kid and escaped and stuff like that. So it becomes this whole thing. It's a really, really fun movie. Fun stuff too, with Nicolas Cage fighting these robots, animatronics, and everything. Definitely a really fun movie. It has on here, though, feature-wise, it has a whole bunch of different features. It has inside the fun, the making of Willy's Wonderland. It has a set tour on here, some meet the cast featurette on here, character and production design, artwork gallery. So lots and lots of features on this one here. And the next one here is from the Warner Archive, and this is a really fun movie here, which has a great cast, and it has Bill Murray, Geena Davis, Randy Quaid, Jason Robards here, and it's called Quick Change. This is one that I always really remember loving this movie. This is a really fun movie. I remember seeing this movie. This was from 1990, and I probably saw this movie when I was a little younger than I should have, because I always, as a kid, was watching everything Bill Murray. So I probably saw this movie, as a really little kid, probably 7 years old or something like that. It was one of those movies too when I feel like my parents probably didn't realize it was rated R, and there are a few movies like that I remember as a kid watching really early, at National Lampoon's Vacation. I probably saw that movie, the R-rated version of that, when I was probably 6 years old, so something like that. But this is basically, though, a really fun bank heist movie about them all putting together this bank heist, but it's becomes this whole big elaborate plan of how to do it, and then it becomes the whole issue of getting away with the money, and it becomes all these wacky kind of problems that they go into. It's a really, really fun movie. It's one of those movies too that I feel like you really don't hear about too much. It's really underrated. It's one of those ones that really went under the radar. It does not get talked about as much as it should. And what's cool too is Bill Murray was actually the co-director on this movie as well. The next ones here, these ones are all from moviezing.com, and I have a link below where you guys can order these ones for the best price. And this one is also from the Warner Archive, and this is the complete series here of Josie and the Pussycats in outer space. And this is, they had the Josie and the Pussycats original series. This is basically with the characters going to outer space, and it's basically them having basically adventures in space and coming across aliens and different types of creatures in space and all that type of stuff. It's a really fun show, and it's around the same time they did a lot of stuff in space. This one was from I don't know what year this series began, this one, but I know around this time they were doing Gilligan's Island in space. They did animated versions, so they did a lot of that kind of stuff when they sent characters to space and things like that. But picture quality and everything on here too looks great, and it is a 2-disc set here. The next one here is from moviezing.com as well, and this is also from Universal, and this is the film which stars Method Man and Redman, How High, which is a really fun movie. This one is finally on Blu-ray, and I think I saw too that I believe I saw Half Baked is finally coming to Blu-ray in the U.S. soon as well. This is basically though about Method Man and Redman who are friends, and they end up they grow their own marijuana strains, and they do kind of things like that. And essentially though, this strain makes them extremely smart, and they end up getting into into Harvard, and it's kind of like them there, and it's kind of them there, kind of like acting crazy and all these type of crazy things that are going on there. It's a really, really fun movie. Like I said, really glad this one is on Blu-ray. And it has on here, though, a whole bunch of different features. It has deleted scenes, outtakes, WTHX special, Method Man and Redman Part 2 music video, Janelle and Method Man Round remix music video. It has a feature commentary track with Method Man and Redman on here as well. The other one here from MovieZing.com, and this is also from Universal, is a movie which stars Walter Matthau and Julie Andrews called Little Miss Marker. And I remember this one, seeing this as like a kid. I remember this one, because I always was a fan of Walter Matthau from, of course, like Grumpy Old Man. And the movie that I always loved as a kid was Dennis the Menace. So I remember as a kid when I saw Dennis the Menace, I kind of at that point, like went and watched like a ton of his films, like, of course, like The Odd Couple and stuff like that. So I was kind of going and like watching a ton of his movies. So I know I saw this one like around that time. And I hadn't seen this one since. And this one was from 1980, and it's basically though about Walter Matthau as like this bookie, and he has all these people, he like runs the betting things, and he has all these different people that are owing him money and everything. And one of the people that owes him money has to go and get the money, but he says like in order to like make it so he can prove that he has like collateral and stuff, he wants to use his daughter as a marker. So he Walter Matthau will have to watch his daughter while he goes and gets the money and figures things out and everything. And so it becomes this whole thing about him having to watch this girl, and it becomes like this whole thing that happens and everything. It's a really, really fun movie. It was actually a remake of a film from 1934 called Sorrowful as well. But like I said, I want to let you guys know that this one's available as well from Universal. And the next one I got here is from Dark Sky Films. It's a movie here called Concrete Plans. This is basically though about a group of these workers who are all like working on renovating this old mansion, this mansion that kind of like had gotten into disrepair and really fallen apart and everything. And they're working on this mansion out in the middle of nowhere, kind of renovating it and all that kind of stuff. And it's under these really bad conditions that they're working. Like the boss is like really like acting weird to them. He's like being strange about paying them. Like I said, the conditions that they're working under are really terrible. They're like just being talked to terribly and everything. And so it's basically about things building up and getting worse and worse and worse in these conditions, and where the thing goes. And it goes in these crazy directions and stuff like that. It says in here though too, it's a part Cowan Brothers, part Blue Ruin, and it definitely has that kind of feel to like the early Cowan Brothers, like Blood Simple, those type of movies. It definitely has that kind of vibe to this film. Like I said, this one here is called Concrete Plans. The next one here, this is from IFC Films, and this is a documentary here called Otolani and the Cake of Versailles. And this is basically though about this chef who's like this famous chef and everything, and he ends up getting invited to go to Versailles for this art opening, where it's like an art opening where it's all these different types of like famous art pieces and things like that, and he's invited there to do like the food there and come up with really creative types of food and like artistic food to go along with this opening and everything. And this is basically though about him going and documentary, and it's talking about him as a chef and everything, about his life and everything like that. So you find out about him, but also talking about putting on this whole exhibit and putting on this catering this whole event, and kind of what they go through, and kind of all about putting it together, and the innovations that he's doing, the food, and like the creativity and all that kind of stuff here. Like I said, this one here is called Atalani and the Cakes of Versailles. The next ones here are all from Vinegar Syndrome, and the first one here is one called Last Gasp, and this one is a fun movie. This is basically though about this they're working on developing this I think it was at like an apartment complex or something like that. I think they were working on like a big kind of apartment kind of complex or something like that. And the area where it was though was like sacred land and everything. And there's like a tribe that's nearby there, and they're like killing people that are working on this land. That are working on this apartment kind of real estate complex there. So people are winding up dead and everything. And the person who's running the working on the apartment complex complexes and building this and everything, he's like basically furious about what's going on, and people are dying and everything, and he's like blaming this tribe and everything. So he wants to go and get rid of the chief, and basically thinks, oh, okay, if he kills the chief, then things are going to be okay, and he's going to be able to go on and continue building and have all this stuff stop, and the killings stop and everything like that. But what ends up happening, though, is the guy, when he goes to kill this chief, he gets possessed by him. So then he goes and starts on this killing spree. It's a really crazy movie. It's a fun movie. This one here, it also stars Robert Patrick. And this one has on here, though, it's newly scanned and restored in 4K from its original 35mm camera negative. This has extensive outtakes on here. It has original theatrical trailer as well on this one. The next one here, this is from Vinegar Syndrome as well. This is one here called Death Promise. And this is basically, though, about, what's this one? I'm trying to remember what happens in this. It was like it was a New York. There was another movie too, called The Tenant, or is it The Tenement, or something like that, that had like a similar kind of concept to this movie a little bit. This is basically, though, about like this apartment building where they're trying to get the people out of there. Like, the owner and stuff wants the people that are living there to leave, and he's trying to do anything he can to get them out. And he's like sending in like these terrible people, like these like karate people and everything, to kind of like get them out, and do anything he can to force them out. And it's basically, though, about the one guy who lives there, who's like this karate master, and he wants to go and get revenge and doesn't want to accept this happening. So it's basically a revenge film, but it's a really, really fun movie. This one was originally from 1977, and this one is newly scanned and restored in 2K from its original 35mm negative. This has in here 90 feet and 90 minutes, and an interview on here with the editor, original theatrical trailer, still gallery on this one as well. And this one here, this is from Vinegar Syndrome, and it's also from AGFA, American Genre Film Archive, and Bleeding Skull. And this is one that was a movie that was made in 1990, but it was never edited, so it was never finished. I think it was finally finished in 2016. So it was like a movie that was shot. They never did the music or anything like that, so they had to go and like do like 90s style, like 80s style synth music to kind of recreate it and everything, because like I said, none of this stuff was done. It also has another bonus film on here as well, which is Coyote Run, but this one here is Jungle Trap. This is basically like a cannibal movie, but done like super, super low budget, about like people going out to this area, and it's like this haunted jungle and stuff like that. It's a really strange story and what's going on in here, but it's fun. Like, it's just like a fun, lost, like shot on video type movie. But it has on here, though, special features. It has Jungle Trap transferred from its original 35mm master tapes. Has a comedy track on here with the director. Has on here, though, the making of Jungle Trap. It has Jungle Trap outtakes, HorrorCon, surviving footage from the director's unfinished horror film, scanned in 2K from the original 35mm negative on here. Has the bonus film, Coyote Run, transferred from the original 35mm negative as well here. Like I said, though, really, really fun films here, like lost movies. The next one here, this is from Gravitas Ventures, and this is a documentary here called Sam and Maddie Make a Zombie Movie. This is a really, really well-made documentary. And it's basically about these two friends, and both of them have Down syndrome, and they're both big fans of horror films and making films and acting and all that kind of stuff, and they've come together and wanted to make a zombie movie. So this is a documentary following about their whole journey to make this zombie film, and about how they raise money on like a crowdfunding website, and then it kind of like the whole journey of making it and putting together the cast, and they even have on here too most of the movie, because the movie's like, I think it's like an hour and 45 minutes, so it has like the footage of the movie in here as well. So like, I think like probably like 50 minutes into the documentary, then it comes into footage of the film, then it has more stuff from the documentary and stuff like that. So that was really cool that they included like a lot of the film in here as well. But this is a really, like I said, really, really well done documentary here. The next ones here, these are both from Scream Team Releasing, and this one here is an anthology horror film called The 13 Slays of Xmas, 13 Slays Till Xmas. Here, and this one too, this is a an anthology horror film which has, segments from 13 different directors. And what's cool too is in the opening to this movie, it has like newscasters talking about like these murders and stuff like that, and bad things that had happened. So I'm in here too, something that I had filmed, like a quick thing in here talking about like these murders and stuff, like as a newscaster. So that was really cool to be included into this one. But this one has a whole bunch of indie horror directors directing segments on here. Really, really fun horror anthology, and it's all about like Christmas time and Christmas kind of like segments and stuff like that. On here too, it has tons of different features. It has nearly 2 hours of horror special features. It has lots of different making ofs of the different segments on here as well. So yeah, that's what most of the features are. It has, I believe it has for most of them making ofs on these ones. It also has like some screenwriters podcast on here, all that kind of stuff. So lots, and like I said, lots and lots of features on this one. The other one here from Scream Team releasing as well is one here called Loon. And this is basically, though, about this couple that ends up going... the one's father had passed away, so they ended up going out to the cabin. They basically found out that they had 2 different properties that the father had, and they, he acquired 2 of them, and one of them was this cabin that he knew nothing about. He's like, oh, my dad had this cabin? I didn't know anything about this. So they end up going out there. The couple goes out there to kind of check the place out, and they like see what it's like, and if they're going to keep it, or they're going to sell, what they're going to do. But they are looking at it now too, just kind of as almost like a vacation trip away too. But they get there, and there's this weird guy at the door with this axe. Like this strange guy, and he's like talking about how he's like there and he cuts firewood, and that's what he does, and it's like, this guy is not going to be good. And it's basically though about what goes on with this guy out there, like this weirdo guy out there. But this one has on here though, feature wise, it has a commentary track, it has bloopers and a trailer on this one here. And the next one I got here is from Wild Eye Releasing. It's a movie here called Beware the Children. This one is it's kind of like a mixture of like Village of the Damned mixed with like Slow Children at Play. There's also a movie called The Children, and it's basically though about this small town, and something had happened, and like these kids have basically become like hypnotized, and they're going on like this killing spree. So it's like these kids going and killing people in the town, and it's kind of like and you find out more about why, how these kids are hypnotized and what's going on and everything. But it's basically, though, like the town is like in disarray why these kids are going around killing people. It also has vibes of like Children of the Corn, all those kind of things. But if you guys like those kind of movies, like I said, like Beware Children at Play, The Children, Village of the Damned, all those kind of ones, just definitely has that kind of vibe to it. The other one here from Wild Eye Releasing as well is the one called Berserkers. This one has a great cover on this one. And this is basically, though, about like these friends in this small town. And something had happened, and the the town had become overrun by these crazed zombies. So it's basically about the group of the friends, trying to figure out exactly, what they're going to do, because it's like the virus is like taking over and taking over these people. So they're trying to like not get infected and become zombies as well. They're also trying to figure out exactly where they're going to go and like hide out, and how they're going to get away from this whole situation and everything like that. But this is a pretty fun zombie film here. And this one has on here, though, feature-wise, it has original short film, promo videos, and trailers on this one. And the other one here from Wild Eye Releasing as well is one called Pipeline. This was fun. This is basically, though, about like some kind of a killer creature type something or other in the pipe systems. Because like they're in the beginning of the movie, there's this great scene of a person getting like sucked into a washing machine and like pulled in and killed in the washing machine. That was kind of cool. This whole thing, it's basically like so it's basically about people that come to this house, and like different couples throughout the years, and other people that move into this house where there's something in the pipe system. So people who move in there are like hearing things in the pipes, and of course there's something in there killing them and stuff like that. But this is definitely a fun movie, definitely a different concept and everything too, because it's normally like just like a general like haunted house or something, not normally like there's something in the pipes and stuff like that. So that was kind of a cool idea. But on here, though, feature wise, it has bonus trailers on this one. And the last one here, this is from SRS Cinema. It's a new film here from Mark Polonia, and this is Virus Shark. And this is basically, though, about this a virus that's spreading around by shark bites, and that basically it's making people like rabid and like zombie-like and infected and all kinds of crazy and everything. And it's a group of people who are at this research facility, though, who are studying it, like the survivors and stuff that haven't been infected by this virus, by these sharks. And they're trying to, study the whole thing and trying to find a cure and what they're going to do and everything. But things kind of go bad there, and it kind of has sort of like a Deep Blue Sea kind of vibe to this one. And this one has on here feature-wise, it has a commentary track, SRS trailers, shark movie trailers, and more on this one here as well. But anyway, though, guys, that was all for the review portion of this video. And like I always say, if you guys enjoy these shopping videos, definitely give this video a thumbs up. Thanks again for watching and subscribing, and I'll see you guys later.